So currently we're being detained. We are in Thailand. We are in Bangkok. Let's talk about the reality of traveling internationally and trying to pack at 2:30 a.m. Yeah, it's 2:35 a.m. here in Bangkok. We just got back from the club and now I am faced with all of this. Let's take a look. All right, so we got luggage here, luggage there, but the problem is our flight from Bangkok to Phuket, the luggage can only be 44 pounds. If you go over that, then you have to pay extra. And we don't really know how much extra. So I have had to, one, book a hotel here in Bangkok. Well, this same hotel. I'm going to stay here in this hotel when I get back from Phuket because my flight leaves out of Bangkok and not Phuket. So I had to book a hotel room. I used my travel membership. I just got a really deep discount on my room. So they are going to store that luggage here with all of like the gifts and stuff that I bought, like, cause I have like some bags, like just some gifts that I wanted to bring home that I knew would make the luggage extra heavy. This bag will actually come with me. And so this will be the hopefully under 44 pound luggage bag. But it is a struggle because, of course, on our itinerary, we were always scheduled to go to the club. But what I didn't realize was going to the club and then having to pack for our flight is technically at noon, right? But we have to leave here from the hotel at 8:30 a.m. and get to the airport by at least 10. So I will likely only have about 4 hours of sleep. Luckily, I decided on doing this to condense my luggage. But the point of this video is that really just to be mindful of like when you're traveling internationally, especially if you are going to be gone for quite some time, to pack pretty light. I mean, as light as you can. I'm an overpacker, so that's always been a problem for me. So I'm just like, y'all, what am I supposed to do? And I'm standing right here doing this in my underwear. Like, this is a mess. So that's the reality. I'm trying to find some like good lighting. This is probably the best lighting I'm gonna find. Anyway, so it has been a crazy day today. It has probably been one of the best days of the trip. You know, we went to a club tonight. Everybody who went like really just kind of like let their hair down and just had a good time. And it probably was one of my favorite nights of the trip thus far. And we're only on like day 3. So I say all that to say, somebody's in the chat. Well, not the chat, but somebody in the comment section said that my favorite word is chaotic. And this is indeed a chaotic trip. So, you know, I just, the only thing I can tell you is that get out and see the world. Like, get out of your comfort zone and see the world. Experience some new things. Don't take life so seriously. Like, take it seriously, obviously. But also, like, understand that when issues arise, like, an issue doesn't have to be a problem. Does that make sense? An issue doesn't have to be a problem. And you really learn that when you're hosting a travel, like a group travel excursion, like things will come up, logistical, like things will happen, but how do you navigate that? How do you ensure that it doesn't become a problem? That is very an interesting thought, and it has really shifted my thinking about like what's really worth me stressing about. Like some things you just gotta let go and just be like, you know what? It's just gonna have to be what it is. So I say all that to say, this luggage right here and this mess is just gonna have to be what it is.
So it was about an hour and a half drive from the city to the airport. And then, guys, they actually got my name incorrect on my ticket. So we had about a 30-minute snafu having to wait for them to change my ticket. That was so frustrating. So we finally get that resolved, thank God, because it just felt like we were waiting and waiting and waiting and waiting. But at least on the plane, they did have food service. Now, we were sitting in economy because this was booked through the trip company, and I was pleasantly surprised that they had this nice shrimp pasta dish that was really, really good. It was really, really like hot. It was just heated up, obviously. And of course, we're on Bangkok Airways. The seats were really spacious, even though it was 3-and-3 configuration on each side. We didn't have anybody sitting in between us, so we were able to kind of stretch out. The flight from Bangkok to Phuket is actually only about an hour and a half, so you don't have long to really get into any deep sleep. And mind you, I did not sleep the night before. I finished packing and I literally just laid in the bed and I could not fall asleep. So now it is really hitting me that I've been up for just about 24 hours and this is going to be a crazy day.
And just like that, you can have an entire timeline shift. Okay. As you can see, we are in a new location. We are in Phuket, Thailand, and it has been one of the most, like, the longest days ever. I felt like I have been up for over 24 hours straight, and we are still going. I'm one of those types of people that, like, I can keep going if you don't allow me to stop, right? So, like, we literally got in from the club, as you have seen, and I literally packed it was probably 3 something in the morning. I finished maybe 4. And I then, what did I do next? I tried to go to sleep. I didn't really sleep. I laid up awake thinking most of the next 3 hours, well, 2 hours, I should say, because I got up at 6, got dressed, showered, finished my packing, went downstairs to eat breakfast, and then it was off to the airport. And we took, I think it was Bangkok Airways. I think that's what it was. Anyway, all that to say, we are in Phuket. So far, so good. Room tour incoming. But I will tell you that I absolutely love it here. The vibe is just, it's so chill. It's so cool. Like, I'm just ready to just relax and get zen and hopefully just be able to ease my mind, because something that I realized is that there's a part of me that has been operating in survival mode. Yeah. I had to admit that to myself today. And I think a part of that comes from the nature of the work that I do with reality TV news and just working in news in general. It is a constant churn of information. And so, you know, while being here and then trying to be present for the group experience that I'm hosting, I want to also honor myself and, you know, at the end of each day, be able to just sort of woosah. But instead, what I had found myself doing was finding myself in the same cycle of news and feeling like I need to stay on top of what's happening in the world of reality TV while I'm away out of the country in another time zone completely, trying to catch up. And it's just not feasible. It's just really not feasible. And I think it is, and I could be wrong, but I feel like this is some type of trauma response that I have to, you know, the end result being that I overwork myself and that I don't sit in the moments and just enjoy the moments for what they are, because my mind is so busy racing, because I'm so used to a portion of my identity being tied to, okay, being able to pump out videos. This is what I do. This is who I am, you know. And to a certain degree, it's kind of like I'm entering a whole new phase in my life. And I feel like I have to like quantum jump, you know, like I have to take a huge quantum leap forward. And the only way to do that is to recognize the sort of lie that I have been telling myself, is that I need to be heavily entrenched in this work over here, which isn't always the most fulfilling work, right? Don't get me wrong. I love being able to go live with my people on my news channel, but I also need to be present for my people that are here. And I need to be present for myself so that I can be the best version of myself. And I'm not being the best version of myself if I'm all over the place. So I've got to focus, and I've got to hone in my focus, which means cutting some things out, taking a really hard look at where I am in my life. What have I been holding on to? What businesses have I been holding on to that really no longer serve me? And I have some things that have, you know, I've set aside for quite some time because they really aren't serving me, but I just haven't wanted to let them go because of the what if the bug hits me, to re-engage with that. And I'll talk to you guys more about that as maybe I'll do a sort of like business closeout, or just sort of give you more behind the scenes of what that's really about. But I really want to impart this. I mean, and this is part of my journey. This is part of my, I would say, I don't want to call it my grief journey, but this is also just a part of my self-discovery journey, is realizing how I'm responding to life. And then also reminding myself that, you know, being blessed, highly favored, and living in abundance does not necessarily require this much work. And I think we can get so caught up in like hustle culture that it literally impacts us in ways that we don't even realize that it's impacting us. Because I've always been the type of person that believes that everything is always working out for me. But how am I believing that, but feeling like I need to be in a constant cycle of work around the clock, even while I'm on an international trip? It's just not feasible. So I say this to you to really just sort of hopefully help you if you are in a cycle of nonstop activity under the guise of hustling hard to get to where you want to be, to do the things that you want to do, or maybe you're desperately seeking a way out of a situation. What I have learned is that we need time to sit and process our thoughts. We need time to be able to sit and just sort of be with ourselves. And if you can't just sit and be with yourself and take in the silence, turn out the noise and just be, just for a second, put the phone down, turn off the social media apps, sit in a room and just be still. Think about the things that you have going for you. I am in an exotic location. The sun is shining brightly outside my window. I'm literally watching the leaves on the trees like just blow. I can see people sitting out by the pool. And I'm thinking to myself, like, why are you overworking yourself? You're here. So just wanted to give you an update on where we are. We are now in Phuket, so I'm super excited to see what Phuket has to offer. And I'm so excited to show you the room because I feel like it's nice. It's really, really nice. And I am anxious to now, not really anxious. Let's not say anxious. Let's not use that word. We're taking that word out of our vocabulary, actually. And I'm just looking forward to just having some downtime and exploring Phuket because we're right at the beach and I have been needing some beach time. So I'm excited. I'm happy. I feel like I am walking into a new phase of my life and we can walk on this journey together. Because I know for a lot of you, as I read your messages, you really identify with this current space that I'm in. And I know a lot of you are going through your own grief processes, but this is bigger than just for what your healing can be from losing a loved one, which is already a huge thing, but this can also be a moment that you use to transform your life as a result of this experience in a positive way, because we've got to find a way to be grateful for the fact that we're still here, and that obviously means that there's still work for us to do. And it's also a great way to honor our loved ones that, have transitioned. So, mellow vlog today, but I wanted to kind of give you guys the vibes and let you know what was going on and let you know my mood. I'm super excited about Phuket. There will be more Bangkok vlogs because I just didn't get everything in and I want you guys to really get the full experience. So expect more of that to come. I'll probably insert clips like daily just to kind of like continue the excitement and continue the feeling of just being free and just sort of being one with like yourself and exploring the world, man. Like, I can tell you something, travel changes your life. Even if it's just to get out of your city and into another city and discover something new down the street, do it. Do what you can while you can, because life is short. All right. So with that being said, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already done so, and I will catch you in the next video.